digital game, some entrepreneurship game, some mindset game. As always, got a little theme for the day. Something I've been talking about, the people behind the scenes. So I feel like I should just be bringing these conversations to y'all. I feel like I have a lot of conversations behind the scenes that I always be like, man, I wish this was recorded. So I'm about to start doing a hell of a lot more recording to get this content out to you guys and get a lot of these thoughts out my head. So I'm just making sure that I'm live on these devices, and we're gonna get into some. You guys already know. If you don't know, you're gonna get to know how we likes to do it around here. All right, let me check my YouTube. Up live on YouTube. So we're ready to go. But yeah, so one of the things I've been talking about a lot of people behind the scene is the power of a mastermind, and the theme over like proximity is power. Basically meaning that, you know, who you choose to surround yourself around. I used to hear that a lot in my early years, like birds of a feather flock together and things like that. But who you really choose to surround yourself around will truly determine your destiny. And that is, you know, has been an underrated principle in my entrepreneurial, in my adult life, that now I'm really starting to understand that if I could surround myself around powerful people, if I could surround myself around people who are winners, if I could surround myself around people who are just at it, I will have no choice but to evolve in that way. Because just the conversations alone, that someone who is about building something is totally different from the conversation that most of us are hearing just on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? From your best friends, from people at your work, your mom, whoever. People who are powerful, their conversations is a lot different. So if you keep hearing these type of conversations, it's going to end up infecting you. And this is where proximity is power, but it's not always good, because sometimes we have proximity to things that aren't giving us power. So then proximity is power principle kind of becomes dangerous. But when you apply that proximity is power and you get yourself around a mastermind, you get yourself around people who are thinking bigger, who are growing, who are stretching, who are pushing past limitations, it's going to take you to a whole nother level. Just because we are nothing but the sum conversations of everything that we digest, and we're digesting stuff mentally, spiritually, physically. But if you're digesting bad conversations, bad thought processes, whether you're hearing it externally, then you're mimicking inside in your mind internally, you know, I'm not good enough, or the economy's in the tank, or there's no opportunities, or COVID this, and I don't even meant to say that because I don't want to mess up my video, virus this and virus that. If you are having that type of mentality, then you're probably experiencing exactly what you're thinking. You're probably, if you're around people who are talking like that, you're probably experiencing, you know, you guys collectively that same type of environment. But when you get around people who are talking about other things, like some people, this pandemic has been the worst. And I don't want to minimize it, make this all about business, because I feel like, you know, that's a little bit less empathetic. A lot of times you see people just talking about, well, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, if you're not building during this time has been challenged for everybody. And a lot of times you don't know how you respond to the things happen. So I don't even want to, you know, act like, you know, what I'm saying trumps, you know, the different people who lost their lives. But I'm just talking about as far as, you know, for those of us who were in a position to make moves, you know, the overall mentality is that it kind of was people who were thinking successfully did have a come up. You know, there were a lot of millionaires and a lot of people who actually everything went up during this particular time. But was it the way that they thought about it? You know, every time there's like a depression or something that happens within the economy, there are people who are becoming extremely successful because, you know, they understand that when there's a lot of fear going around, a lot of bad conversations, that's the time where you can capitalize the most. So during this time, you know, me personally, I've been able to have a great mastermind or a great proximity to people who chose to focus on the greatness, who chose to focus on everything that's good. So it kept me from straying too far into what the conversations were in the other world. So that's when proximity became extremely powerful. But like I said, I started to realize these principles just reading Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill has a chapter where he talks about the mastermind and how powerful that it is. So I started to really understand that if I just keep myself aligned around the different players, then I won't even have to worry about being on the right path. And then success leaves clues. So people who are winning, they're going to win in no climate. So even if you have to pivot in your business, you can kind of look in your circle and see what people are doing and what people are having success with. Because when you're in a true mastermind, people are always sharing, people are always giving back, people are always, delivering that value and delivering that content, because that's just how a mastermind grows. When you have that good synergy and you have harmonious conversations, it creates like a whole synergy between the group that everybody participates in. So even when you're doing, your own individual things, you're able to benefit off that mastermind. Like I got one of my boys that's in my mastermind. Every time I'm feeling a little bit low energy, I call him up. As soon as I'm done talking to him, I'm ready to hit the streets. I'm ready to get something done. I'm ready to build some websites. I'm ready to talk to some people about building their brands. That's the power of having the right conversation. But if you have the wrong type of conversation, now on the flip end, if someone calls you and they're talking about, oh, this is what's going on on TV, or this is what happened in my life, they call you with drama, those conversations are very draining and you don't kind of feel like doing nothing. You might need a nap after you have those type of conversations. So that's the power of having a great circle, a great mastermind, taking control of your circle. It's really going to determine your success, because if you're trying to be successful and your mastermind is full of people who are unsuccessful, or people who are, have that type of toxic mindset, they're going to keep on dragging you down. And that's not going to help you succeed. It's not going to help you succeed. You got to be around people who are winning. You got to be around people who are moving. So the days where you don't feel like moving, they're dragging you literally along with them. And then the days, there'll come days when they don't, have it in them, and then you're a brighting star, you're a brighting a bright light in people's lives. So that's one of the things that I'm starting to know and I'm starting to learn, and I've been able to tighten up my circle that only have exclusive people in it, and everybody is speaking life, everybody is speaking health, everybody's speaking prosperity, everybody's speaking abundance, even during the worst of times. They understand the power of mind and speech really does create circumstances, and whatever you believe, you're going to find evidence of it. So the world is like a paradox. It's a duality. It has everything under the sun, but the only thing about it is that two energies can't occupy the same space at the same time. So if you're looking at so-called negative, then that's the only thing that you can kind of consume. So everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that you kind of witness is going to be along that line. But if you start to ingest positive, the same thing happened. It pushes out the negative, and now everything is beautiful. The sky, the trees, the conversations, you see people winning, even during the worst of times. So we have to understand, just overall on this planet is always everything happening. Everything is always happening, way more than what we even see. We think that is bad in here in America with some of the things that's happening. Man, there's some places that you guys would not even be able to fathom some of the things that's happening there. So we got to kind of choose, is like, are focusing on these things, who is it really helping? Who is it really helping? Is it allowing you? Because a lot of times, a lot of stuff could be handled with resources. So if your mind was more focused on accumulating the resources, a lot of the challenges that you have in your life will be circumvented, because you have the income or the resources or the network or the connections to get over that particular hurdle. But if you're just focusing on the problem, Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same mind that got you in it. So this is why getting around other people who have access to other information is going to be the key to get you out of your problem. Because how can you solve your problem with the same mind that got you in it if you are part of a mastermind, or you aren't part of a collective of people who have different viewpoints, different ideas, different success, different stories, different modalities that they use? Because I'm learning that every path is valid. Like, there really isn't no right or wrong path, especially when it comes to marketing. And I've been doing this now for 15 years. And I always tell people, there's no a surefire way to communicate yourself authentically. As long as you're being authentically you, there isn't no perfect way to do that. Just be you, and people on the other side of the screen will be able to connect with that. Now, the more you analyze it, the more you have paralysis, the more you keep thinking about it, the more you're not being you, the more you're trying to look to another marketer, you're trying to look to me to give you the cues on how you should be, then the harder that is going to be, because you can't be me. And I can't be you. So you can follow a guideline, but eventually you have to color that picture. You have to draw that how you have to draw it. And that's the beauty about it. Like, we're all unique. And whatever song that you have to sing authentically, there will be people that will listen to you. You just have to, get around it, and you have to just push through it. Like, even me, tell people all the time, people see me make videos, they see the energy and they love it, but I have to put myself in a state because I don't always wake up in a state ready to do videos. So I compartmentalize my day and I do it at certain times. But before I do, like, I'm listening to music, I'm getting hyped, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say. And then I have to put myself in a state, then boom, I'm ready to do it. But if I just hope that I'm doing it, if I'm not, having good conversations, if I'm not, just being in an influence to do it, then it's going to be hard. It's going to be extremely hard for me to do it. Keck, what's going on, man? We're talking about the power of a mastermind. This is another one of my family members that I get the mastermind with, so the days where I don't have it, I can get around people that do have it, and then it becomes contagious. So then in the beginning, you don't even have to have all the answers. You don't have to have, all the ideas, but you can just get around people who do. And then you'll start to just catch it. It's contagious. Proximity is power. It's contagious. YOLO, you only live once. What's going on, man? Listen, we got some fight content coming up. You guys know I do boxing content, I do sports content, also do digital content, because I like to talk about things that I am into, things that come natural to me. And it just makes it more natural. And I communicate it in the way that I communicate it. And I know that might not be for everybody. Everyone has their different style. This is why I love my group that we're a part of, because everyone, if you don't like me, you might like the way Keck does his training. I love Keck's training. Every leader has their own way. So sometimes you can't just follow one person. You have to figure out who fits you and who has your particular style. And even for some of us who are coaching, we can't get offended if people don't necessarily identify with our particular style, because we're all kind of singing our own song, and what's not for you might be for somebody else. This is why I love my community, because we have all these different leaders, all these different coaches. So I might not be what you prefer, but Keck might break it down a little bit better than I could, or maybe the way he said it communicated to you a little bit different way. So I'm just glad to be a part of a dope mastermind that I'm telling you. Keck, I appreciate knowing you, so we can bounce ideas back and forth and just keep each other moving. Listen, man, it hasn't been any big fights late, so the boxing content took a hold. So, we gonna get to the boxing content. We sure, I'm mixing it in, because I believe beyond building a brand, building a personal brand is important, because sometimes we put our brands before us, that where some people know our brand, but they don't know you. And there's certain things that your brand or your money, certain places that it can't get you, but people knowing you, your personal brand, that can get you into places that your money or your business can't get you into. So it's important to be known nowadays. It's important for your name to enter into rooms that you haven't entered into. It's important for people to know you before you know them. It's important for people to be fan of yours because they consumed your content before that you came across, because then whatever you're trying to communicate, you're already going to have leverage. You're always going to have leverage. And it's as simple as this. Let's see. I like why haven't you stream? Man, that fight came on so fast, bro. We didn't even get a chance, because the time schedules was all messed up. But we're going to be right back on with the boxing content, as sure. We got the digital marketing content. If you guys didn't know, my name is Rod Thriver. I call myself a thriver because I'm about thriving mind, body, and spirit. Those three ways. That's how I approach my life. I believe everybody needs to have some sort of philosophy that they approach their lives with. And that's going to help them be successful in everything that they do. And then it doesn't become about luck, because some people do things, they don't know how they got it, and then that's luck. So then you can't replicate it over and over and over again. So I feel like success is about philosophy. Everyone has their own philosophy. Mine is, I have to attack everything from mind, body, and spirit. So it keeps me balanced. Even when I'm doing, other content, even when I'm doing business content, I approach it from the same way, where I put my mind, body, and soul into it. I'm a brand ambassador with Builderall. Builderall is an all-in-one digital marketing platform. It's a community. It's an educational platform. We're filled with business owners, local business owners, DIY entrepreneurs, digital marketers, digital hustlers. It's one of the best communities that I've ever been a part of. And as you guys see, I'm extremely proud to be a part of it. So this is why I rep it. If you want to know more about it, get in touch below. Get started with Builderall, and we can break that down too. But just to stay a little bit back on topic, guys, the power of the mastermind, I cannot stress it powerful enough. Get into Facebook groups, get into messenger groups, and make sure that the people and the leaders involved, are the right kind of leaders and the right kind of caliber, for you, because having that mastermind, having that leadership, it's going to pull you instead of you having to push towards success. And this is going to be, a different type of sandwich, as my brother used to always say. But I think I'm gonna be doing some more trainings. But yeah, go to my website. This is my website right here. If you click that button, you go to the website. You'll be able to get started with Builderall. You'll be able to get in here. If you get started with Builderall, I have a whole bunch of goodies to give you. You're looking to grow your business. You're looking to grow your brand. Definitely check that out. We have access to over 40 apps, trainings, website builders, SEO, custom emails, chat bots, CRMs, SMS messaging, e-commerce, everything that you need to get your business up and off the ground. We also have access to what I think unlimited training. You know, if you're a local business, if you have a physical product, if you're trying to launch a product, if you want to know how to build your email campaigns, we have access to literally every single thing. We have a quick start training, and you just click here and you come back here, you get your education. You get your edification, you get your edification. Like this one is Bridget for local business. And all this comes a part of your membership. So you come here and then immediately, you know, you start learning from experts. You start learning from, you know, valid people on how to build your website. This is one of the reasons why I love the community. Not only are we providing you with the tools, we're giving you the education. You get to hear from dope leaders like myself, the Mag 5. It's just a beautiful thing. We get access to the community, which is one of my favorites. And there's a lot of different sub communities within the community. So you see, join the community. Here we go. Here's one of the groups right here. Every Monday we have calls. See, we're about to do a free training showing people how to start their coaching business. That's going to be exciting right there. This is the other call that we just was on. So tons of training. Here's Keck right here. Tuesday night trainings with Keck. I'm telling you guys, here's me. I drop trainings in there all the time. So if you guys like what I'm saying, you want to get connected. If you're not connected already, I know a lot of us that are watching. This is for my Builderall fam. I love y'all. But if you aren't connected, just go to my website. Click get started with Builderall. You'll be able to get started. You'll see me on the other side and it will be cool. So if anybody got any questions out there for me, I might end this one, but I'll be back because it's still early, but knocking them out. We're gonna be building some websites. I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on, man. A lot of new stuff that I'm working on. So I'm gonna get to it for shizzle. Somebody told me the other day. Tonight is fight night. It's MMA. All right, man. Well, look, I don't see any questions right now. Don't you guys fret. Your boy will be back. Don't forget, get into a mastermind, man. You want to get in my mastermind? Come on, man. Come on and go to the website. Click get started with Builderall. Get your 69 in and get your 69 in, and you'll come right on in. Hook you up on the trainings and everything else in between the sun. And that's it.